You're watching Samir's Advent Calendar on the 12th of December. Yes, thank you for joining us. Quite an unfortunate story to look back on today as we remember the Boston Marathon. During the Boston Marathon in April, 2 pressure cooker bombs exploded, killing 3 people and injuring an estimated 264 others. The bombs exploded about 13 seconds and 210 yards apart near the finish line. Extremist Islamic beliefs was believed to be the motive, including reactions to US foreign policy towards Muslim countries. I've been getting some feedback, some opinions. This is what you had to say.
It was quite a big tragedy.
But yeah, no, that Boston bombings thing is terrible. I don't know the reason for it.
And obviously, because it happened in America, it's hyped up.
But the
so
thing
much.
is, but the thing is that happens every day in other countries.
It wasn't a good image, again, for the Muslim terrorists, so to speak.
It was obviously bad.
The bombings.
Not as bad as other shit that happens around the world.
It was 2 Russians from the near Chechnya or something, and they were Muslim, and I don't know, I think they just wanted to get back at the US.
I think that because, well, it's all down to media, you know. Media controls all of us and how we think, so can't do much about it, I don't think so.
No, I think that whoever uses the word I'm a Muslim or for God when they do something wrong, Muslims themselves should arrest them. And Arabs should be arresting them, and Arabs should be working together, and Muslims should be working together. Christians, Muslims, Jews, all that. But that's not happening. So it's going to continue, and it's going to get worse, and it's a cycle. It's not going to end.
Well, it's obviously very hard, but I mean, if you put it into context, since 9/11, I mean, this is probably one of the only major ones, and the death toll was much, much, much lower. So at the moment, obviously, they're doing a great job, I think.
Only 3 people died.
I think you made a good...
300 at the same time the Iraq thing happened, right?
Yeah. I remember you had a really good point at the time that people were focusing a lot more on the USA thing and the Boston bombing rather than Iraqi. There was that's right, there was an Iraqi bomb around about that time.
If you drop if you have a necklace or a chain, right? And you drop it over the edge or something, even if you drop only a tiny bit, it will all fall over, right? That's like media. If the Western media is the most influential probably, they focus so much on the Boston and everyone else around the world then focus on the Boston one, just to catch up with the ratings.
So it's got that ripple effect, doesn't it?
Yeah, the ripple effect. If it wasn't that influential, I'm sure other countries would have focused on the Iraq one as well. Like the BBC one, Iraq wasn't even on the front page of something about Kim Kardashian, right? All the countries came together to fight those aliens, right?
Yeah.
This alien that we're supposed to be fighting, this alien that humans are up against, this is violence and extremist.
And there was that quote, even, that if we deserve to do a minute silence for 9/11, then because of Iraq and Palestine, we deserve never to speak again.
Yeah. The media is putting more attention on this stuff.
An emphasis,
that happened.
yeah.
It's like killing in tribes and shit, right? They're always dying, yeah. So it's not as bad for them because American stuff, they probably have the best life, yeah. So even a small incident is terrible for them.
So, halfway there. What an interesting story with varying opinions. Boston bombings, well, tricky one as always tricky. I reckon, obviously, on the basis of awareness and coverage, it's done quite highly. Probably not as high up as Vines, but I'd say it would be somewhat up there. I'm going to say between mid, very predominant, and extremely predominant. The Boston bombings. We will see you tomorrow.